real. I love Dragon. He's so good. He's so great. You don't
I can play Saturday, I can hop
understand.
on Sunday. I
There's a
can't play
bandage on the
Monday
floor.
or Wednesday.
I can play whatever, actually.
I know, but I also the Minecraft server I'm in, I'm supposed to set up for Christmas as well. So I have
Oh,
like
hell yeah.
multiple things.
Don't mind that untextured shelves on my stream. It's okay. The Rogerlings will rise, Sid. They will rise. They will rise. They will rise. 20 more minutes till update. 20 more till update. Hell yeah. Everyone at Ellie or... Okay, everyone at Ellie. Awesome. There's like 5. Yikes, my poor laptop. Ow. Rip. Imagine even missing a stream couldn't be me. Honestly, fair enough. I haven't played since like 3 days ago or something. You're waiting on me. You're waiting on my downfall. Ow, where the fuck did you come from? Ah, where did they come from? Ah! Oh my god, that was very scary. I got jump scared by Toodles, and then I got jump scared by freaking... I got jump scared by everyone, actually. That's fucking insane. Real, though. Want me to distract Peb? Wait, we have Pebble? Wait, huh? They act like I can't distract. Are they talking about, like, Pebble, or are they just asking, hey, Pebs, you want me to distract? I'm like, so confused by it. Dude, if Pebble shows up on a even floor, I'm not cooked. Because I realize I have the ribbon spool on. So I can technically be pretty fine. Wait, where did my twisteds go? Who made me lose my damn twisteds? Found them. Fucking Eclipse took them. Can you not get in my way while I try to distract, please? Fuck. Why not do a quick little... You're preying on my downfall? Fuck you too, then. Me who has the Bobbit skin on all the time because I love my girly pop. Bacon, get back in the Pokeball. It's a reoccurring thing. It's because Bacon is Bacon's Meowth in the thing, and I caught a Meowth, and I called it, and it's Bacon. So I was like, oh, okay. And then, what do you mean no can do? Yes, you can do. You just won't do. Connie. There's Brightney. There's a bottle of pop right there. I'm gonna use an air horn for a bottle of pop. What? What? Oh! Ow! What?
They couldn't hear me this entire time? Nobody else said a damn thing?
How am I supposed to know? I'm not in your stream.
Stone, Bacon Bit, Stone, I've been talking to y'all this entire time. Ants, I've also been talking to you. Hello!
That is so sad. But it's funny.
You're not afraid to... You didn't say that you couldn't... You didn't say that you couldn't hear me! You didn't say you couldn't hear me!
I'll plus
How was that? I've literally been like walking around. Hydrate.
Hi, Connie.
Oh, I do have some Coke left.
I just saw Connie go into a fucking machine.
Have you ever gotten your machine stolen? You didn't know.
Oh yeah, multiple times.
I was
actually.
talking. I've literally been like, ah. Oh, the lag. Oh, I'm lagging. Why are you just staring at? The fuck is your username? Prehistoric fart. What the fuck?
That is the weirdest username I ever heard in my goddamn life. I love it.
You
so
literally
stupid.
ran home. You can't wait. I'm sick. I also cannot wait. 15 minutes, guys. Santa's coming to town. Santa!
I know him.
That honestly
I
probably
know
wasn't
him.
what I was supposed to do. Also, chat, just a warning. They should have been Shelly.
Who should have been Shelly?
The prehistoric fart person. They're literally they're literally Finn.
You know, we don't judge. No judgment.
But just a warning, chat. I'm on like 4 different medicines.
Jesus
And one of
Christ.
them has like the effect where it makes you like kind of drowsy.
Yummy cat cables is crazy, Elma. You know what? Sure.
I know
sure.
they unnerfed
Eat my
Bobette.
cables.
They're unnerving Bobette. That's terrifying.
And that's a scary
That's
thing,
honestly
actually.
terrifying. I'm very scared. I'm very scared.
Yeah. My god, 14 more minutes until update.
I'm also waiting for my like grocery order to come in so that I can get groceries and actually have like I'm
Fuck's
not
sake,
excited for the
Brady.
ice floor. Oh, ads.
Imagine having ads. As I
Yeah,
say, as
imagine
I act
having
like I'm not
ads.
affiliated.
Fa. Hi, Macaco.
Where is Last Twisted?
Fa. It literally is going to be a distractor torture, though. The icy floors are going to be distractor
Nah, let me cook. I got it.
torture. I forgot Finn
I'll
got
cook.
optimized, and so I just see him running around goofily. He's running
How
laps.
did I forget?
Listen, I've been sick. I've been
We have
sick.
Rustin Desk. You know what's sad?
What?
I can see when my viewers go down or up, but I don't like. I can't undo it because it's PlayStation. So like PlayStation's like, haha, L plus ratio, and I'm like,
Macaco,
stop.
why'd you fart?
Ew, I'm Caco farted. That's
Macaco,
disgusting.
Why'd you fart?
It smell. Ew, icky.
You're like
disgusting.
the one person that's right here that's running around. Prehistoric fart. There's a pebble. There's a lot of pebbles in that room.
That's a little concerning and scary. I don't think we should be. You know what? Sure. Yeah, you know what? Sure.
They're
What is
merging.
Peb OM? What does OM mean? What's AOM?
Anyone on machine. Too much spicy makes you fart. I can't believe you, Macaco. So
You know, that's
welcome
the
back
realest
from
thing
the
I've ever
ads.
heard,
So
though.
welcome back. I'm waving.
Imagine having
You guys
ads
can't
in the
see.
first place.
Wait, actually, I have an idea. Since we're waiting on Salem,
I'm in a run, dog. I'm probably gonna be in the
we're waiting
run
on
till the
Salem.
update. I'm probably gonna be in the run till the update. That's not on me.
Sigh.
What? You want me to just die?
I mean you can.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Oh, I'm a level 9 in a level 4 Grandpa. That makes me so happy. I love Grandpa. Grandpa makes me happy.
Chat, I have something to show y'all, by the way. Let me grab it real quick and then set up the face cam so that I can show y'all. That's a game capture. That is not a video capture. What the fuck?
Where the fuck is Brusha? Oh, brush! What?
No.
I gotta find the brush. Where the fuck's the brush? Huh? Oh, found her.
Why
Never
is
mind.
it so large? Oh, it's... Hi,
Crazy.
guys. Hi. Hi.
10 minutes till Christmas. Christmas, Christmas time is time
It's
for
me!
joy and time for
Am I upside down? I'm
cheer.
upside down.
I want
Hold up. Let me just quickly... Oh, come on.
Guys, you know what's sad? I don't know
Where's
if
the thing?
Google has work or not.
I'm not a
Actually,
rock?
I can go look. You're not a rock? What
Oh
are
my
you
gosh,
then,
I'm not a
if you're not a
rock.
rock? Yeah, what are you then if you're not a rock?
I don't know.
Kinda sad, man. Kinda sad. I think you should talk
Oh
about
my
it.
gosh. Oh my gosh,
Can
guys,
you
I'm
guys
not a
stop
rock.
getting in
Why
my
has
way
it
while I'm
got so
trying to
much
distract?
lag? But,
Block near Ellie, I don't want it. I probably should take it, but I don't want it. I have 2
But
air
wait.
horns in case of emergencies. So
There's
I'm pretty
another.
good, actually. There's another? Wait.
There's another.
There's more. No.
And there's shiny. Shiny Sid.
Shiny Sid? You're shiny?
Oh my gosh,
I'm
guys,
so
I'm shiny. Don't talk to me or my children ever again.
I got a notification from Twitch being like, you're about to be on a 5-watch streak. I'm like, hello? Okay. I'll watch Sid in a bit. Damn. I have like 2 streams running, dog.
But yeah, that's what I've got to show y'all.
I do. I have 2 streams running, and then if I get
Also,
20k
no, the
points on their
servers are
channel, I get a free
full.
Steam.
Oh.
I want to be able to join anyways,
I don't know how to pronounce it, so like forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. But I think it's Woo Cry. I'm gonna actually go to the room where it happened. This person is still running around.
That's funny.
This person is literally still running
Where am I
around.
supposed to distract? There's the machine in here, and I don't like that there's the machine in here. There's 2 machines in here. Fuck. Where am I supposed to distract? Oh shoot, hi Pebble. Where am I supposed to distract?
I don't know. Where are you supposed to distract?
I don't know, I'm on a Shelly floor, but like all the machines are like at the frickin' statue, and I have Astro on my ass. And then like there's low stealth tunes. Where am I supposed to distract? Because I was gonna go to that
Daniel
one room
has
with the
started
projector,
shopping.
but there's machines in there too.
Isn't Daniel
I
from
wanna
Camp
shop.
Camp?
Daniel from Camp Camp? The cult leader from Camp Camp? Oh my
Daniel
gosh.
from Camp Camp?
Shit. Imagine. Oh, that'd be so funny.
Okay. I don't mind. Also, I like how nobody said anything about this that's currently, going on.
I'm vibing, dog.
You know, I'm also vibing. I'm vibing so hard
Ow.
that I'm currently a puppet. Is Bacon Bit in
That's weird.
in the Hangout server?
No. Ooh.
Oh.
I don't think so. Did you just invite Bacon Bit?
What? No. No, I didn't. Aunt said Gremlin Sid Fuji take. I like Apple better anyway.
I need heal. I need heal. I
I'm
need
ready.
heal.
I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm so
Ginger,
ready.
I need heal.
I'm so ready. 5 more minutes,
And
guys.
I'm ready.
5 more minutes. Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my god.
Also, chat, sorry if I sound so off.
Beggle's upset because I'm playing the update.
I can't, I'm sorry.
Okay, we have Brusha, there's Brusha, there's
Pat,
Tisha.
I'll pat you here. Pat. We're just waiting, we're waiting.
Where the fuck did Yada come from? I saw Shrimpo.
Where did Yada come from? Where did the Yada
I don't know,
Pinata
but
come from?
I don't know, but I'm gonna fucking die at this
Okay.
point. Oh my
We're
god,
waiting.
you actually want me to die?
We're waiting.
I'm not going to die. I have 2 bottles of pop in my inventory, dog. I'm ready for
So
fucking
happy you
Pebble
can
to
only
show
grind
up.
for skins and stickers. I'm excited because
Wait, where did my
if
twisted
y'all
go?
haven't noticed, last that's not the right thing. Where is it?
Can you
There it
guys
is.
not
Last year
get
I was
my
almost
twisted
homeless.
slush on you?
AKA
Yeah.
6% on Twisted Ginger. 23% on Twisted Rudy. That's all I got. That's all I got.
And then there was me. We don't talk about me.
Honestly, I hope they add in like a secret like new tune. Like they don't put it in anywhere, but
They're not
there's
gonna
just like
do
secretly a
that.
new tune. That would be
They're
so
not gonna
cool.
do that.
It would be so cool though.
That'd be cool, but they're
It
not
would
gonna
be so
do
cool.
it.
Pam has a thinking cap, said fruitcake lover.
Pebble does
in
have his thinking
Roblox
cap.
chat.
I
4
thought it
minutes,
was milk
3
bottle
minutes actually. It's 1:57. The update comes at 2.
Aww. Does that mean I'm gonna lose all the ichor I was
3
gathering
minutes,
up?
guys. 3 minutes. What?
Like, I never played when I was in a run. Then the game updated, so I don't know. Like, does that mean that I
It
lose
just
all my
adds you to like
progress?
the newer update. It doesn't like kick you out of a run or anything.
Oh, really?
I love that they're adding another floor though. I wonder if they're gonna do that for Easter. For like every year that
Maybe.
every year that there's a new like event or like, you know, holiday event, there's just gonna be another floor. You wanna go ice skating?
That'd be fun.
I have not
I
been
would go ice skating, but I don't know how to
in,
do
like,
that. I'd probably
forever.
cry.
I legitimately haven't gone ice skating in at least like 7 years.
Dude, what is up with all these blackouts?
I'm not ready for. Well, Brightney is on the board. I've seen that. I'm scared. It's gonna mess up my distracting so badly.
I kind of want to try it.
I'm going to
actually.
die. I'm going to actually die.
Am I the only one that's low-key curious on it? Oh, hi, Connie.
Oh, I'm curious. Yeah, sure. But I'm going to die.
I want to do it because it seems fun and it's actually a challenge. Where the fuck
Fuck
are
you
where's
mean
the other
to?
Twisted?
I'm not 9 years old.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not 9 years. How many Yadas are there? Oh, jeez. I looked over and see all the Yadas in the room. I also hope the movement isn't too, like, weird. Why are there I turn around. All those Yadas. Oh, they're all turning into Pebble. Oh, gosh. Oh, no.
Should
That's
I
scary.
die? But I don't want to waste my bottle of pops.
It's 1:59. We got Bad Apple playing.
Should I die?
And the Rogers. Oh, gosh, they're all surrounding the board. They're all surrounding the board. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready to
ready.
die. Should I die?
I'll let you know, I'll let you know. Ginger's attention span. Oh gosh. If
I think I'm
Bobette's
gonna
getting
die as soon as
unnerved,
panic mode hits. Because
is Ginger gonna be unnerved? I've never seen Cole before the last update.
don't do colon
Gosh.
blackouts. I mean, it's random, but still don't. I hate blackouts because
They're
it's basically
as
just
fast
Pebble,
as
but
Pebble.
Cole's very hard to see. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm just gonna fucking die. Actually, I'm just
It's
gonna die right
time!
now. Actually. Okay.
We're waiting on the server to reset.
Waiting on.
We're
your
waiting.
server's
we're waiting
full,
for
Sid.
the server to restart. Oh no.
Your server's
The
full.
server's full.
Your server's full, dog.
You can basically get 3 pebbles. Actually, you
Oh,
can
fuck,
get
I'm just
4
gonna
if
turn
you
it on
get
the server.
Coal in a blackout, Pebble, Glisten and Let Him Pop, and Bobette. But Bobette's gonna be a lot faster. Oh, restarting! It's restarting! Christmas time! I am immediately
That's
going
funny.
to buy
I
the
joined
new
as soon
skin
as it
pack.
clicked reload. As soon as I left, it reloaded. So you know what? I'm okay with it. 200 Robux. Let me buy it.
Let me
Let me buy it. Let me buy it. Let me buy it. I'm the first to buy it, I think. Buy the damn thing. Yes, I got it now.
Yo.
I'll buy the. I'll also buy this. I guess.
Give me. Oh wait, no. Oh, I love. Oopsie daisy.
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Gosh, that's adorable. Okay, there's Eve Sleeper, of course. There's Holiday Lace. Okay, Snowy.
Oh my god, the trail is so pretty. Oh my god, the trail is Northern Lights. Oh, that's
Snowy
so pretty.
Rescue is so adorable.
I fucking
Then,
love
of course, you
that
got the
game.
Frosty Mittens. Snowball Fight. Ooh. Minty Pine, of course. Sugar Cookie's adorable. Oh.
I'm not changing Cosmo skin
Then
because
of
I don't
course,
like it that
I
much.
need to get that
Louis.
Louis skin. Oh, the Razzle and Dazzle. I love that. I love that.
Of course there's another Louis skin. Fuck Louis. I'm sorry to say it.
There's just one.
I don't give a shit.
There's just one.
I don't care.
I love the Roger one. That one looks cool.
Too nice into
Then of course
skins.
Blue Bell. Okay,
Holly Lace
Jolly.
just reminds me of the
Ooh,
Grinch.
Tegan has a skin. Tegan has a skin.
Oh,
That's adorable.
Honey,
Oh,
yeah,
and
that's the
Toodles is
Connie skin I
green.
missed.
Toodles is green.
Snowball fight. Oh, that's cute.
Toodles is legitimately green.
Oh, I
Oh,
got
sigh.
that.
There's not a.
Cozy Christmas, Roger,
Okay.
Holly Jolly. I need that. Tegan, Toodles.
Bobette
That's
doesn't have
cute.
a. If I did shrimp, I would be on it.
Oh my
Oh,
god, the
they have
stickers. I don't need
cookies.
help. I'll help.
Oh.
My ability is ready. Oopsie daisy, out of stamina.
Oh my god. Oh my
stand
gosh, there's
still.
little
Thank you.
thingies.
Wrapping up. Oh.
Oh. And then,
What do you mean?
oh,
there's
Ginger's
little
on the
thingies?
board. Oh.
Of course, Ginger. Of course,
I don't know what
Ginger's
I'm
on the
doing.
board.
Okay.
Hi, engaging
Bye.
comic. Hi, comic.
Bye. Bye. You're 13 in line.
That's crazy.
That's-
It's funny
that's
because I'm in
wild.
my own server because I couldn't join Sid, so.
Damn.
I just
Dials
tried
is
to run a mouse
cool.
server.
That's not the right thing. Oh, you were.
Should I change all of? Hold on, I'm gonna look at. Yeah, I
There's
think I'll
so
stick
many
with.
Rogers.
I think I'll stick with what I have.
Things.
I don't.
Look.
I mean, it's
Oh, it
cute,
moves.
but
It
not-
moves. The thing moves. The thingies move.
Yes. Yes, Sid. I know.
What the fuck?
Is that the sparkle?
What the fuck?
It feels weird
The
seeing Rudy
sparkles
wearing
move.
pants.
Cosmo's
Rudy's
wearing pants.
and I don't like it. Rudy's wearing
Where's the
pants. You know how
check-in?
weird that is?
Oh, the room where it happened. Oh, it's all snowy. We're all snowy. It's all snowy.
You know how weird that is? I feel very weird.
There's gonna be Bobette and Cole quests starting December 19th. Oh.
I'm gonna switch to Ginger, and I'm gonna see how bad. Oh, Ginger's so pretty. I love Ginger.
Oh, this is so
Movement
cute.
speed, stealth, and extraction.
Oh.
I'm just gonna fix
Little
my
Christmas
movement
tree.
speed.
Wonder if we can climb it.
Stop trying to climb everything. Fuck's sake.
Can we climb it? Thank you, Gubberbot. Unfortunately, we can't. Oh, I love
That's
the little
it.
trail it gives.
The lobby seems way more different than last year's, but
Oh, it is.
that's
It
probably
is.
just me.
It's very
okay,
different.
I thought so. I thought so.
Oh, I like that. I
thought
like that a
so.
lot.
You know what's funny? I forgot to click matchmaking, so I'm just in a random ass match right
Get
now.
in the run. Get in the. What are you doing? Get in the server I'm in, dude.
Dude, your lobby's full!
Try it again. Jeez.
Fine! Damn!
Jeez. I can't believe you.
Trying to fucking check out Ginger's new fucking
Oh, I
thing,
was
and
wondering
you're
where
like,
the calendar was. Oh, I love the skin. I love it so much.
I swear to God. Okay, I'm here. Where are you?
I'm in the room where it happened.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, Friday there's gonna be new shop skins. Quests. Yo! Yo! Twisted
Is that a
Rudy
fucking
10 times as
standee
Rudy.
sticker?
Complete the new holiday floor 15 times as Rudy. Damn. Use this tune's ability 30 times while being chased by a Twisted. Okay.
What are you looking at, mate?
The quest. It's where the calendar is, but it's like there's a quest thingy. Ginger. Fill the capsule. Yeah.
Aww.
Oh, I love those skins too.
Oh,
Counter Twisted Ginger 10 times. Reach floor 20 as Ginger. Heal any non-main tune on 1 heart 20 times as Ginger. Holy shit.
Wait, so encounter 10 twisted as
And then the other two.
reach floor 20.
Oh,
Heal any
I love the
non-main
Ginger
tune
skin.
on 1 heart 20 times as
Oh, I
Ginger.
love that
Okay.
so much.
I can do that. Wait, then what's Rudy's? I didn't...
Rudy's is kind of the same.
Use this tune's ability 30 times while being chased by a twisted. Complete the new holiday floor 15 as Rudy. Encounter twisted Rudy 10 times as Rudy.
It's so cute. Are we ready to
not
go
bad.
into a run?
Yeah.
Where'd Stone go?
My nose feels stuffy. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off my heater real quick. My mini heater real quick. Give me a minute.
Well,
I'm
why
gonna go
is
back in
my-
here, actually?
Why was
I'll
my
be back.
thing spasming out? Oh, you're turning on your heater? Is it too chilly in here for you? Is it too chilly in here for you? So now that means that there's gonna be 3 tunes competing for tapes. To heal others. Or themselves. So it's gonna be Tegan, Ginger, and Sprout. Your snow time
back.
skin won't
Sorry.
load. Oh.
I'm
Okay.
back.
Let's go. Let's go to the Sproutivator. Oh, they're little gift boxes! No, actually, let's go to the Astrovator. Is this everybody? I feel like we're missing someone. Oh, it's so laggy. The Bobette is just teleporting. Oh no. Oh dear.
Well, I didn't realize that there was a stretch. Someone redeemed stretch, so I'm a stretch.
Alright.
Dude, I bought that freaking Game Pass so fast.
Same.
What do you mean same? I bought it as soon as I went to the
Oh,
goddamn
so we're
shop.
gonna do. Oh, so we're gonna do the "Let's all be Christmas tunes and not tell Sid" thing. Oh, I see how you guys are doing this. I see how it's
Huh?
going.
Well,
Sigh.
I'm here to test out Ginger. Actually, I don't really.
Oh, Astro.
You can't put that on me.
Well, let's
There,
all be
see, so much
holiday
cocoa
tunes and
now.
not tell Sid.
Okay, sorry, damn. I hate that it's tapes now. I hate that it's tapes. That pisses me off. I hate it. I hate it. Why?
Give me those ornaments. Gimme.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Gimme.
I'm so mad that
Finn's
it's
here.
freaking...
Somewhere.
Yeah, I know Finn's here.
Hi, Finn. That's not Finn, that's a chair. Oh, that is Finn.
That's not Finn, it's a chair. Where the fuck are they?
There's a tape over here where I am.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I was supposed to be collecting fucking tapes. I'm so used to like not doing it.
You gotta
I'm
pretend
just
to be
like-
Sprout now. You gotta be the hungry for tape person.
Literally, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Cause like, what do you mean? I'm slow as fuck and have to run around grabbing tapes like a goddamn maniac. No,
Yeah.
that's so dumb. I hate it. You don't understand how much I hate this update.
He's
Thank
so
you.
happy.
That's true.
Finn's so happy.
Been so happy, and I'm so.
Are you
mad.
fucking kidding me? My pizza got changed. My chicken
Wait.
bacon ranch pizza got changed. What was it replaced with though?
What the fuck?
Pepperoni pizza. Oh, but it's still stuffed crust. Okay.
Anyone know where this last machine is?
I have no clue.
Wait, Bassy plus Ginger would be amazing. How so? Where's this last machine? Is anyone on it?
Where's the machine?
That's literally what I'm asking. Where is it?
Wait, how would Bassy and Ginger be amazing? They can give the items for tapes? Would that even work?
Oh, never mind. Asher's on the last. They found it.
Ah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I guess. Well,
Would it
I
work?
mean, I guess. Not really.
Because technically if a Bassy picks up and drops an item and then another person picks it up, wouldn't it not give the tapes or something?
No, because it gives tapes when you use it.
Oh, yeah.
When you use the item.
Don't mind me, I just forgot. Although, I was, like, seeing, because Bobette's ability has been buffed as well. Where's my other Twisted? Where's... Finn! Finn, where the fuck did you go?
It's okay.
Get your
where's
aggro
Ollie?
tapes. Aggro tapes.
Oh my god, I fucking hate that I have to.
I gotta
I hate
remind
it so
you.
much. I hate it so much. I'm so slow.
Pat.
Why is there a Bach?
Oh my gosh.
I want to be regular Ginger.
I can't
hate
wait till
this
we have an actual.
ability.
I can't wait until we get a holiday Twisteds.
Look at stats.
Whoa!
Aw.
Iced over chance. It's blue. Why are you blue? Why the fuck are you blue? Why are they so
you
tiny?
Blue.
They're tiny. They're tiny.
That is a good question. It is very tiny. I don't like that.
Very tiny.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Ginger, and Tisha. Ginger, I need your research.
I was like, what the fuck do you want from me, dog? I was like, what?
Gimme.
All I hear.
There's a
Ginger,
tape by me,
Ginger.
by
I'm
the
like,
way.
What? You have
That
to wait,
means
I'm on a
that
machine.
Gordy's trinket for Ginger isn't. Oh, stretch. Okay.
I know, it's absolutely positively fucking useless to
It's
me.
useless to you now.
And I haven't equipped it. I'm so pissed off right now. Fucking hate this Ginger.
I guess you'll have to
Fucking
get a.
They nerfed my girl.
They didn't nerf her. They actually
She's
buffed
fucking
her.
nerfed.
She's
They fucking
buffed.
nerfed her.
Fuck
She's
you,
nerfed.
Tisha. I need a heal. I say as
I can't heal.
as if I don't have.
Yeah, and
I wonder if
yeah,
her
it's
attention
fine,
span's
Ginger.
been nerfed or not. There's also. There's not. I'm gonna see.
They nerfed
Oh, it's.
my
I don't think it
girl.
is. She is like. Damn, she like tried to cut me off there.
Oh. That was funny. We finished at the same time.
Damn.
That was
Okay,
funny.
she's definitely unnerved. She's slow as fuck, but she's unnerved. Aggro tapes, aggro tapes.
Fuck you and your damn aggro tapes!
You okay?
That was scary.
Yeah, you see a
Every
Salem and a
time-
rock boy.
That was fucking horrifying.
Yeah,
That was spooky. That was spooky.
that was spooky.
That was so scary. I'm
Supports
so
the truth.
scared.
There's idea enough
Shit, I'm so
for you.
scared. You know what? Fine, I'll open 3 streams.
Why would they?
Where's my phone? Oh, there's my phone. It's okay, gang. I found my phone.
Ornaments. Give me. I think Cosmos here.
I'm so mad right now. I don't. I'm so mad right now. Ah! Screams.
Toodles.
Oh, hey, the
Cosmos
textures
scared
are
me though.
back.
Really? Oh wait, they are. Ow! They're
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. They're back at least.
I'm lagging.
Stop lagging.
Y'all, stop walking away.
They don't wanna.
Rudy, watch out! Rudy, watch out! I'm sorry, Rudy. I'm trying to get my Twisteds back. I'm trying to get them back. Give me my Twisted. Jeez.
Okay, well now I can look around for. No, not you
Okay.
getting hit.
Well, I was on 3. I got hit again, and then I went to 3. I'm like lagging.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
It sucks that I can't like see outlines anymore.
Oh.
Cause like even though I'm near Astro, I don't see an outline.
Toodles!
What the fuck?
What?
What do you mean ability canceled? What? I'm so confused. What the fuck is this ability, dog?
I have a total of
Yes, I'm
73
on.
tapes.
I have 142, but it keeps saying ability canceled.
That's weird.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Is it because I went into the elevator?
No, it was before you went into the elevator. It just kept saying ability canceled. Also, I don't know why I'm a bat. I clicked on my reindeer PNG. I activated it. I don't know why I'm still Skimble Strengths on your thing. Ability canceled.
That's weird.
Oh my god, I have to fucking hold it. Get your ass back here. I have to fucking hold it. Are you kidding
That's
me?
weird.
That's bullshit. No one's gonna stay still for that long, and I'm slow. So like, if you get back to 1 HP and you need healing
I'm gonna grab a
immediately,
med.
it's
I'm gonna
not
grab
gonna
this med
happen.
kit, by the way, just as like a
That's fine.
precautionary
That's
thing.
fine. That's fine. I'm fucking useless now, so do whatever the fuck you want with the heals.
You sound so pissed off.
I hate this ginger update. They nerfed my girl.
Give me that ornament.
Like they nerfed my girl, man. I'm so
I have
pissed off
exactly
about it.
27 ornaments. Okay,
So y'all
well,
didn't see
I
the
tried my
cookie?
best.
What cookie?
Come on, Poppy. What cookie?
What cookie?
What cookie?
What cookie?
What cookie?
There's a cookie? Oh, there was a cookie?
Wait, they updated the Brightney and V poster.
Yeah.
I knew about the Shelly and V. There's a tape over by me, by the way, behind me, and there's one over here too. So they're like right here, and then on the other side.
I'm
So
not gonna grab
right
it. I'm
here.
just gonna go to Ellie.
Okay.
I don't have the stamina for this
There was
shit.
one over here too.
I'm like, I don't have stamina.
What?
Thank you, Astra.
Oh,
I don't have stamina for this
check
shit.
Discord. Let me see real quick. Bacon Bit, why'd you nuke me? Whoa! Christmas cookie? That's an item now. Use this item to create a pulse that
What?
increases the movement speed of tunes around you by 15% for 10 seconds. Ooh. I think that's the first.
Interesting. What the fuck?
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh my god. Oh my. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. 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 Help. Help. Ah! I can't do this.
Oh, well. Oh my god, this is god awful. Like, actually, what the fuck? It's only in that one little section. Whee! Still sucks, but whee!
What the fuck?
I'm ice skating, dog. This is actually god awful. Yeah, I know you're dead. I couldn't get to you in time. Why didn't you use your medkit?
I was panicking.
You had a medkit!
I was panicking.
Oh, hi, Rudy.
Fucking
I'll just
terrifying.
die. It's okay. I'll just die. I don't want to play this fucking Ginger anyways. This fucking sucks. I fucking hate. They nerfed her! I've never been so mad in my goddamn life about a fucking character update. Till today.
I like how Ginger's purple though.
Who saw me? I don't fucking care.
Probably
I
Brusha.
don't like this skin. This skin is really cute, but they nerfed my girl.
They need to fix
They
the
nerfed
ice
her.
skating. They need to fix the icy floors. I cannot distract on them. I will not be able to distract.
I think that's kind of the point. You're supposed to be slippery and slidey.
I don't like it. I don't like it at
I
all.
don't like it either. And I want to get hurt so I can fucking use my ability and die. Rudy. Damn it, Rudy's on full HP. I don't like this fucking update. Also, Blackout 4 5 kind of
Ooh.
sucks. So, I think we
Okay.
can avoid it. I think we can just like go. It's basically just a square, but we can avoid the ice rank.
Bobette's toy trinket has been reworked to increase the range of any aura-based ability now.
That's weird.
So
Guys,
instead
I'm on a
of
stream watch
so it'll so it'll end up impacting Brusha and Bobette.
That's not bad.
And it's providing and Bobette's festive aura. That'll be good for distractors.
Why is it when I walk close to the it gets dim, but when I walk away it's bright?
Cole's scout ability cooldown shortened from 100 seconds to 30 seconds. Cole's trinket now applies a 10% debuff to 20% previously. Or like it apply hi Cosmic.
Hi, Cosmic. I want to die. I'm just gonna grab my ornaments and die.
Ooh, buffed Flutter
No,
and
I'm
Rudy's
dying.
abilities to apply a speed boost
let
for
me
a short time
die.
period. Their abilities previously forced speed to a specific stat, which could briefly slow the player. Oh.
Fine, I won't die then.
If you get Bobette,
Oh my god, dude, it's so slow. They should make it really faster because otherwise I can't heal people and that pisses people off, and it's pissing me off. Dude, I'm so pissed off at this fucking update.
wait, that's not the right one. Wait, what?
I'm never playing as Ginger again. That's how bad it is. Like, I love Ginger. Oh, she's amazing. But like,
Oh wait,
if it
added
takes
plate
forever
of
to
Christmas
heal
cookies
people-
that can randomly spawn as a freebie from Dandy's elevator shops. Grants the user a new Christmas cookie item upon use. Yeah, that's that one.
yeah, we're restarting Astro. Dude, I'm so pissed off right now. I'm looking for the ornament. Did I grab all of them? I'm gonna assume that I did. That Ginger, I love you, but your update has fucking nerfed me so bad. I'm sorry. I can't play as Ginger anymore. I will tweak out.
Pat.
Actually, I'm already crashing out over it. I can't say that. I'm already crashing out over her. Also, do you like my new little PNG?
I do. I saw you just changed it. How do you like mine?
It's very goober. It's a puppet, isn't it?
Yes. I made it
It's
this
a
morning.
puppet.
Y'all having
I
fun
love
while I
my
have to
pups
drive
today.
home? Oof. I was just screaming. I was
Yeah, am I in the same lobby as
screaming.
you? Am I in
Right?
the same lobby as you?
No,
No.
you are not.
Okay, I'll be back.
You could do what? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I think they're gonna do
Who the
it.
fuck is Brenda?
Oh.
Why are you in the room where it happened? Will you have it? Yippee!
I cast
No,
crazy rip.
no, no! I'm sick. How could you do that to me?
I'm fucking changing out of this character. I'm
Hey, Siri.
sorry. I'm gonna be a different healing character. Fuck
Set
this.
1 minute timer. Set 1 minute timer. Fuck you too, Siri. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Actually, no, I want to be Rudy.
Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. And rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room.
Crazy
A rubber
listening
room.
to
A rubber room
you.
with rats. And rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A room with rats. Rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats made me crazy. Crazy.
Oh wait,
I was crazy
I have
once.
the
They
sticker
locked me in
wheel
a room.
thing. I
A
can
rubber
update my
room.
sticker
Rubber room with
wheel.
Rats. Rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A room with rats. Rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. It's done. Also, I think it's just a thing with Bob, like the Christmas Tunes animations, actually. I wonder if it's because it's the moving aspect. So is mine? No, mine's fine. But Bobette's kind of glitchy.
I don't know. She worked fine for me when I played as her, but she's a little bit glitchy.
Her, like, both hers and Rudy's animations compared to ours are really glitchy.
Hold on, I'm setting up my fucking sticker wheels at the moment.
But if there's a, oh, you gotta work. Bye! You gotta get ready for work. Bye-bye. Have fun. So, my idea is if you are distracting with a Bobette, like as Louis, with the Bobette with the diary, so that the Twisteds wouldn't go onto Bobette, and Bobette uses their ability around you. If you are distracting a fast Twisted, you will go faster, because it now affects you for 5 seconds after you are out of her ring. So her... I wonder if it stacks. If you have 2 Bobettes, would it stack?
Maybe. Okay, I'm done. I'm good now.
Do you wanna be Bobette as well? With
I'm not
diary?
being Bobette.
Man.
I love Bobette, but I'm not playing as Bobette. Oh shoot, someone called me. I don't know.
Oh.
Why do they keep calling me? I have no idea who this person is, but sure.
How dare.
I love Bobette, but I want to be Rudy. I look like I'm wearing fucking eyeshadow, dog. I look like I'm fucking emo. We should totally join a matchmaking. Yeah.
Alright, alright. Oh, look at the cold one. That's adorable.
Oh my god, I forgot. Hold on. Give me a minute.
Oh.
You know what's funny? I
Cole
forgot that
has
Cole
little
had the
horns.
I forgot that the Cole also had a fucking
All the
skin
new
dog.
Christmas skins are glitchy for me. That is hilarious.
chunk.
Y'all are going at like 2 frames per second. Even the Cosmo one. I guess it's the Christmas skins for me. I wonder if we can...
Guys,
There's not a
I
way
lost
that you
Rudy.
can take it off.
Never mind. Hi, Kimiko. The salami cat.
I wonder
Yeah,
if-
I'm the salami cat.
No, that doesn't... Okay. We should go to the elevator. And then join a
Okay.
matchmaking. There we go.
I'm so cool.
Sadisticat?
Hello? What?
Sadisticat?
Why? How?
Sadisticat?
How and why?
Who have we joined?
So, welcome back, Kimiko. Welcome back.
There are 2 Yadas and a Flutter, as well as a Goob.
I'm spending all my iCore because I can and because there's nothing else for me to buy!
I'm checking on my Instacart order real quick.
Dude, my shoulder is starting to ache.
That's not good. Cause Salem shot all those guys in the balls.
Listen. They had it coming.
They had it coming. They had it coming.
They had it coming.
They only had
They only
themselves,
had
to
themselves
blame.
to blame.
If you'd have been there,
If you'd have been
if
there,
you'd have seen it,
you'd have seen it. I bet you would have
have
done the same. Oh my god, I'm so glad I
Ornaments.
have Rudy's. I'm so glad I have Rudy's trinket on now.
Come on,
Hi.
Louis.
Rudy's at stage.
I'm coming. What the fuck? Oh, I needed to lose that anyways. But why are these Yadas getting in the way?
Mm. Do we have a healer?
I don't think we do.
Okay, cool, because I just picked up a tape.
I think these Yadas are being greedy, though. There's a machine right here.
Oh, okay, I'm coming. I got a valve.
Need stones right here.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
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 Bye. Someone on last? Yeah, someone's on last. Just Val's on last. Panic mode warning.
I love how, like, crazy Roger looks.
I know, it's so funny. I'm so
Honestly, I
glad
didn't
that
realize that Bobette
bought the
had,
wheel.
2-star stealth.
Yeah. You've heard me say that several times before. What are you talking about?
Well, I forgot. So I can get... I can take a cookie!
Oh my god! I took a...
What the fuck?
I got a cookie.
Oh wait, I was like, what the hell did Flutter just do? Did they just do like the griefer, or not the griefer, the hacker flip thing? No, that's just Flutter's idol.
You wanna know something funny, Sid?
What?
Your inventory is medkit, band-aid, cookie. You wanna know mine?
What?
Cookie, medkit, band-aid.
Oh shit, Boxton was right here.
Oh.
Hi, it's a
Just remember my
night on the
fucking thing,
town and you're feeling kinda gubby, gubby, gub.
You know what's funny? I forgot that I had Vimo.
Gubby,
Band-Aid,
catch you
Band-Aid, Band-Aid.
later. There's a machine by me.
I'll go grab it. The band-aid's right there.
I don't have any inventory space.
Fuck your band-aid, dog.
Me.
Oh.
Afraid of scary ghosts by what does that mean? Give it a try.
I'm just gonna use my cookie because I don't care. I forgot what the cookie was doing anyways. I just kind of used it, called it good.
It does a boost. It gives you a boost.
It gives other
Well, it
people
gives
a boost. It
it
didn't
gives
give
other
me a
people a
boost.
boost. Thank you,
Fucking
Governor.
useless. I don't need it. Oh, am I gonna glow cyan now? Because, like, my nose is cyan.
Ooh.
So
Ooh,
you
it might be
think I'm gonna glow
purple.
cyan? Oh, oh, I forgot to say panic mode warning. My bad. I don't think it'd be purple. I think it'd be cyan.
Hi, Suki.
Suki, hi, Suki. I love Suki. Hi, Suki. Suki's so sweet, gang. But I love my Pookie more.
I think Suki loves Ko-Fi Bot more as well.
You know, you win
I
some,
think
you
Suki
lose
loves.
some.
I think Suki loves Ko-Fi Bot more.
You win some, you lose some. That's all I can say, man.
Amazing. Being out of line, but could you have peace inside? Want me to leave? Then come on down and make me. Got needles in your eye, good reason to cry. Want some peace? Then come on down and make me. I'm not afraid of scary ghosts by looking at. Bok, 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 bok. Yada,
Like a
get the
fucking
fuck
chicken.
away. Gimme.
Like you sound like a goddamn chicken.
Bok, 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 bok.
Okay, get Telly, panic mode warning.
Salutations. May I please enter?
I wish there was a sticker for panic mode warning. That'd be nice.
I mean, there is the get to the elevator.
That doesn't count. It's not like it's trying to warn people that, hey, it's already almost done. Get your ass to the elevator.
Please, if I mind. Boop. If or I'd. Why'd this person say stop? I didn't pick Bobette. What?
Hello?
There's a
What?
med kit.
My inventory is basically full.
Oh, their abilities scrambled. They hugged me. Oh. The flip is catching me off guard. I have not played with a flutter. So strange.
I don't mind Flutter. Hi, Flutter. Bagel fucking hates Flutter.
I hate Flutter as well.
They hate it because of the fucking design, dog.
Is that Britney or is that... Oh, it's Britney. Britney and Tegan. Not afraid of scary ghosts pie.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Come here often?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I think I'm just visiting.
I think we're at
Yeah, it looks like everybody else is on a machine. I'm so unhappy.
Everyone else is on a machine. I
Yada,
already did
please
mine,
get
so.
the fuck away. Silent at night. Yada!
Yada yoko.
I'm gonna stay with Bobette. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of there. Back up. You're going to get...
Oh, that's their fault.
They dropped a bok. They fucking took the bok. Back the fuck up. Jesus.
I got him.
Why did I get... The fuck? I got touched. I got touched.
I can tell. Bobette, what the Yada, what the fuck?
Yada. Stay away. I will growl and I will bark at you.
I will growl and
Oh
I
shit,
will
sorry, Louis.
crazy.
I'm going to file a restraining order. My ability is equivalent of drinking water with a fork. Is Goob new at playing Goob?
I think so. Maybe.
They might be. Either that or Goob's ability just got, like, absolutely fucked. Also, Suki got
why,
Bob
what's wrong
at
with
floor
Goob's
12.
ability?
That's
Wait, what's wrong with
wild.
Goob's ability?
It might
What's wrong
be.
with
It
Goob's
might have been
ability?
fucked. It might have been, like, messed up. Something might
Yeah,
have
but
messed
what's
it up
wrong
by
with it?
accident. I don't know. Oh, there's an ornament here. Yummy. Yum, yum, yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yummy, 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 yummy. Oh yeah, for Christmas.
Dang.
I need that. I need the frost. I need the frost shield.
Everyone's selecting it almost immediately.
I need
Goob's
the.
like, I
I
want it!
need the frost. I need the frost shield.
We got Bob at floor 12.
don't-
Damn. Rip.
Okay, whenever distracting, do not go into the. I don't. Fuck!
Yeah, don't go into
Fuck
the
me
ice
in
area.
the ass. What the fuck? Who's here? Brightney
Oh, hi, Rudy.
and Rudy.
Yeah, I got Rudy.
Yeah,
Well, I did have Rudy.
I got him. Yoda, you better
Louis
get your
has
ass.
Bobette.
You
I mean, not
fucking
Bobette. Fuck, I'm
idiot.
Brightney.
Get the fuck away from me.
Oh,
Where's
I do glow
Brightney?
cyan. Kinda. I guess I kind of glow white actually, but it's like a really light blue.
Yada is getting on my nerves. Thank you. The fuck, Brightney?
Just fucking kill the
I'm about
fucking
to.
Yada.
I'm literally about to. I
feel
can't
so
see
pretty.
shit, so I don't know what's going on this floor. I don't know where I am.
Oh, I meant to click get to Ellie. Can you tell people to get to Ellie? Someone get to Ellie. Hi, Louie. I'm not on 1 HP. I meant to say get to Ellie. I was lying about the one heart thing, and I feel so bad. I forgot
Where's
that.
my Twisteds?
Oh, man. Elevator.
I had to get onto the ice rink. Okay, that was a little bit better. I have to have a running start. I have to have a running start to that. But I cannot turn. I
feel so
literally
weird.
slid
I
into the
don't-
elevator as well.
I feel so weird because I accidentally said I'm on 1 heart. It's like get to Ellie.
One
I'm not
heart.
used to the wheel. I'm not used to the wheel, dog.
You're randomly getting lag spikes too. Yeah, same.
Not me. I'm fine. Despite being on like almost the highest quality of graphics.
The desk at your dorm building is closed. Poppy. Fuck.
Hello.
Honestly,
Yada took
I'm gonna let Yada have Poppy.
Hey, what's up? Don't mind me, just looking around. Didn't see anything. I'm gonna go this way.
He's just lost a car.
Get to Ellie.
Come on, Louis. Oh,
Because everyone's on the machine.
let's try that again. There we go. I gotta make sure that I
panic
don't
mode
accidentally. Okay. I gotta make sure that I don't accidentally, like, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, so you
I
can't
think
get more
everyone's
toilet
at
paper?
Ellie.
Oh shit. That's wild.
Okay, everyone at Ellie.
I'm coming. Thank you.
So fucking Flutter leaves the goddamn elevator. Ad break starting in.
You
less
do
than
not
a
need
minute.
research. That shit was Poppy and like what, fucking Tisha?
Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah. No. That's a fucking help.
Come on,
suppression.
please.
Sorry, my bad. I try going back to it. Hello. How are you? How are you? Welcome on in.
You'll join if we're playing in 4 hours.
I'm gonna be asleep in 4 hours. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Fuck.
Pebble
What?
on a fucking ice floor. We have Pebble.
Coal! That's not Pebble, that's coal! That's coal! That's coal!
coal?
Fuck! Shit!
Wait, but it's not a blackout. You should be fine. Cold's slow.
I can't do this. I can't do this.
Band-Aid.
There's 2
Band-Aid.
bands. I'm gonna take one. I hate this so much. Why is it blurry?
Ow.
Why is it blurry?
Why is what blurry? Oh, fuck. Get away from me. Wait, what's blurry?
I need to grab the research. Let me get the research, please. Okay, I got one of the research capsules. Where's the other one?
Oh my god,
Is this the other coal one?
God, I hate it.
No, that's Buxton.
Ow, I ran directly into Boxton, but it's okay, I guess.
We're all sliding into each other. Shit.
Not me, I'm fine.
Oh my god. Help.
This floor sucks.
This floor sucks
sure.
as. Wait, there's a
For
capsule
sure
right there.
it does.
There's a capsule right there. It was the
Damn
other
it,
coal
Yada's
one.
next to me. Yada's next to me. Fuck, I fell my skill truck. Yada's next to me. Get to LA.
Shit! God damn it! Oh god!
I killed Yada! I killed Yada
Yes!
on accident! Yada's dead! Like, Yada might be dead. My fault? Maybe. I immediately used my
Nobody's
ability
on this
and
last
then,
machine.
Technically, I'm gonna be on it after I finish this machine. It's almost
Hi.
done. Flutter's on it. Never mind. Okay, I'm on it. Get your asses to the elevator, gang. I'm
Help.
giggling so bad. Why is this about giggling?
Shit.
Fuck! I failed my
Shit.
skill check. Oh,
Someone
just
just
Val's dead.
died. Oh shit.
Just Val died.
Oh shit. I'm about to die.
Mission's done, so try not to die.
I'm fucking Tokyo drifting this shit. God damn. This is hard. This is very hard. This is so hard.
No kidding.
Oh
Guitar,
my
who
gosh. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Dude, even the elevator slip. Oh. RP, half the team literally.
Literally. Literally, rest in peace, half the team.
That was
terribly
wild.
sad.
Oh,
no
my
cookies.
gosh.
I'm gonna take the Bach.
Oh my gosh.
I love your 1 HP, my guy. Time to get Bubba on ice is crazy.
There needs to be a trinket that, like, stops the slipperiness.
That'd be nice, but that's not gonna happen considering it's only gonna be till Christmas when the ice stops. Oh god,
Oh
icy floor.
no!
Fuck! It's fine, I got this. I'm gonna
Ginger.
lock in.
Oh no.
You slow, yeah, that's fine. What is
I'm
that?
I just will look over and Flutter's just Tokyo drifting.
Not there being a snob in my goddamn chat right now that's like, hey, you can capture me. And I'm like, hello?
Okay, I got one of the ginger things.
Hi, Tisha. Where is the... Oh, there it is. Oh my god! Hi, Ginger! Oh, fuck me. Well, I got Ginger on me, I guess, so that's a problem. I guess I'm distracting Ginger. Hi, Ginger. talk about our feelings or something. Yeah, me neither. I'm just vibing with Ginger. Oh fuck, hi Tisha. I guess I'm distracting. Don't know how this happened. Oh shit, now I'm zooming. Fuck. Didn't mean to zoom, but now I'm zooming. Come on, Batman, let's get grooving. Don't fucking touch me, bitch. Don't fucking touch me.
I honestly don't know how. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do this. I'm not gonna be
How do
able
you
to
think
do
I
this.
feel? How do you think I feel? I'm distracting fucking Tisha right now. Oh, never mind. Baba, I'm so sorry. I didn't see Baba.
I don't
there.
like this.
I was slipping and sliding. So now I'm escaped.
I'm also slipping.
I don't know where
and
Tisha
sliding.
went.
I hate this. I hate this so much. I literally cannot distract.
I'm vibing actually. I'm kind of vibing with the slow tunes.
Shit.
You can just start the slow tunes easily.
Shit.
Did you fucking die to Tisha?
Yeah. They don't get the slipperiness either. They don't get slowed.
I've been here.
They don't get
I've
slowed.
escaped. Womp womp. I agree. Womp womp. Where the fuck is Tisha? I'll take Tisha.
Flutter just took Ginger. I think what Flutter just did was take Tisha and then lead her to me.
Ow. Come on.
Oh, the slipperiness is
Flutter,
like
fuck
horrible.
off. Just let me take them. God damn. Flutter, fuck off. Just give them to me. Okay, fine. Have them. I don't give a fuck. Kill yourself, I guess.
Wait, is Flutter immune? No, she's not immune to the slipperiness.
Which is weird, right? Considering she
Because she's
flies.
flying. She's literally flying right now. Bobat's on it.
I know. No.
Yeah, Bobat's got it.
I thought it said 3 to 5 out of 5, so it's like, okay, where's the last machine? Oh my god, I hate this floor. Why the fuck use an air horn, dog? If you're gonna grief people, I will kill you so badly, I swear to god.
I think Flutter might have
won't
been...
even have their name anymore!
I think Flutter might have griefed me.
Might have or did.
Yeah, I think Flutter might have griefed me.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Oh my gosh.
God, I hate the ice floors.
Me too, me too.
They're not bad, but...
Oh, Stone's the only one left.
It's when you try running and just kind of swerve.
They need to, like... They need to make it to where you don't slip as much. So it's easier to get traction.
Just a little bit. Yeah, because even in Anchored, it's a little bit... You still have more traction than you think you do.
Yeah.
And this one, it just feels like you're actually just gonna die constantly.
Yeah. I don't think Salem's able to do a shared stream. Because they're on PlayStation.
Yeah. I can, I just don't have my phone number is linked up to a different account.
That too.
Yeah. I mean, I would otherwise easily, perfectly fine, because it's you're just sharing the chat.
Entertain chat.
How the fuck do you want me to entertain chat?
I don't know, say or something.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, tidings we bring for you and your kids. Oh, I forgot the rest of the song.
Your bits.
I'm Aurora. Thank you for the biddy and Sid's stream. Because Sid can't thank you right now, so I did it. I did it. Me! And me alone. What other songs can I sing?
I'm putting out my groceries.
Imagine L plus ratio. You're my hope. Let it across this world. Dun, 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 dun. You're my. You know what? If I just play Defying Gravity, gang, and just sing that for the rest of the time.
Oh my gosh.
That's such a good idea.
That is a bad idea. That is a very bad idea.
Cost forever. Think you're clever. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy too. I hope you're proud how you were helpful. It's a mission to feed your own ambition. The road is imagine how you're happy right now.
Not funny, but, you know, funny.
They're sorry. You, the wizard, you work and wait all can have all.
I'm trying to find the perfect ratio of drink you get for 2 weeks.
Wild. I can't. I'm texting my mom. Within
Oh well.
something thing through it playing by the rules of science. Too late for second guessing. Too late, go back to sleep. Time to trust instinct. Close my eyes and leave. Time to try. But you got trying gravity. And you can't throw me down. To make you understand, having delusions of grandeur, reflecting limps, 'cause someone says they're so. Things I cannot change until I try. Long I've been.
I also got cheesecake. Also,
I've lost.
Alvin Rara, thank you for the bits. The bits.
Oh, welcome back. Shook my
Dude, I've been talking. Did you not hear me? Mama, it's been 10 years. Please finish the floor.
That's funny. And you can't pull me down. Also, Ansa's like, do the shared stream. You should do a shared stream. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't. My fucking phone number is linked to a different account. Because I couldn't remember this account, so I made another one.
I got turtle cheesecake. It's so good.
Why is your stream going in and out of low quality and high quality?
I don't know.
That's sad.
That's probably a you issue.
How is that a me issue? I don't even have it on auto. It's constantly at where it should. Wait, hold up. Maybe it is my problem. No, it's just a you problem, actually. It's not even a me problem. It's a you problem.
This cheesecake is so good.
You didn't get me anything? SMH.
L.
I'm just fucking with you.
I got turtle cheesecake.
Nice. I got nothing. You should give me something. Why is Astro Spiff playing Choo Choo Charles? 7% advisor. Ugh, I'm missing out on a dog. I'm missing out on Astro Spiff content.
That's pretty
As
cool.
I say, as I never go to his stream anyways, so it doesn't fucking matter. Shark and Cluties is doing art. Oh my gosh. They're working on commissions.
Yeah,
Oh.
Bobette's in chat.
No, they aren't. Clearly.
Yeah. Bobette Stone.
I know they are. I know, I'm just messing with you. Damn. I'm gonna eat a
That
candy
floor we
cane.
don't
Fuck
get a
you.
blackout is when we all die.
So true. Is it weird that I kind of hate that they're revamped the map? I got the hiccups. I blame you.
Lol. Bro's spinning. I'm a little ice skater. Spain without the A. Yes. What did my Gma send me?
Okay, I think I stopped my hiccups, but I drank like half a bottle of a mini Gatorade.
So funny
just
thing,
to stop it.
my Gma is like obsessed with my aunt's new boyfriend. And it's so funny because
Hello?
she just sent me a photo of the two of them.
What the fuck? You know what? That's so valid. That is so valid. Actually,
Like she is super obsessed with them. And like she was like, "Oh, you'll love him. You'll love him too. He loves Five Nights at Freddy's." And like he's honestly he's chill. Like he's really chill.
Are we just watching Stone
We
Ice
are.
Skate for the rest of the goddamn time?
Looks like we are.
I'm gonna return to the lobby. No offense. I hate the new map. Christmas map, I hate it. I wish they just kept the old one. Like, I like it, but I like the old one more. I don't know. The old one was more interesting to me, I guess. I guess it's to show off the, like, ice floor, basically, but it's kind of,
Yeah.
I kind of hate
Hey,
it.
they don't spawn camp you anymore.
Oh my god, all those skins are still 600. Fuck's sake.
Damn.
I love this skin so much.
Old map is still there, yeah. It's got a 50% chance of spawning.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you're telling me every time we fucking got this map?
Yep.
This is bullshit.
You got it like floor 10. Ah.
I love how Ginger only has like 3 hours left on the fucking board.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the update. It's so funny. I feel so pretty. I feel so slay. I feel so gorgeous. So glamorous.
Glamorous lizard.
Shut the hell up. Am I in the same lobby as you? I don't think so. A Ponyta has appeared.
Glamorous lizard. Glamorous
Fuck your.
lizard.
Oh my god. Fuck your glamorous lizard.
Glamorous lizard. Glamorous lizard.
I can't mute
Glamorous
soundboards on my
lizard.
goddamn headset. You're so lucky. You're so fucking lucky, dog. You know what? What if I just be big back goal? like the skin more. The skin's nice. But I also like the,
Okay.
But I also like, where is the... I guess I also like the original one, because the original was nice too. No, not us all been fucking Christmas tunes, but you.
Truth.
I would play as Ginger, but they fucking nerfed my girl. I'm gonna play as her. They nerfed her! Like, what do you mean it takes like a dozen seconds just to heal someone? That's bullshit.
Haha.
Like, that's so dumb.
Thank you, Kofi Bot.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I need to encounter Twisted Rudy as Rudy.
Yeah. I got these like mini waffle cones with chocolate milk filling. They're so good. They're so good.
Dookie, I banned you from chat.
What?
I was pretending to ban Suki from chat. Shh. I have 3 hype train.
You have 3 hype
emojis.
trains?
I have 3 hype train emojis.
Oh.
One of them was for me starting the goddamn hype train. Actually, 2 of them actually were. One of them was just for me joining it. Oh, I have 3 hype train emojis.
Yeah, mine.
I do like those. Those are funny. Those are
It's
silly.
weird. It's weird. I can't believe you
It's
would
funny
say
because I
that.
can't. It's funny because I can't hear it. Well, I guess funny because I can't hear it. So I want to start my own music. Actually, hold on, give me a minute. You know what? There's a song that I've been listening to on loop, and it's got me back into Yay Lord or something. You know what I'm talking about? The one that made a
Yeah.
heartbeat hair.
Yeah.
I never know how to say their name, so I like struggle. I know like the characters, but I don't know the. I see you leaving me, fucking
No, you
rat. Yeah,
You don't see me
I'm not
leaving.
that stupid. Yes, I do. I see you,
No, you
clear
don't.
as day. Yes, I do. I see you. You're
You don't see us.
gaslighting me. We're leaving Bobette behind, by the way.
We'll wait in front of the deli.
I love Kingsley. I was gonna make a
Stone.
Kingsley cosplay.
Stone,
But then you know what?
get
You
your
know
ass over
what?
here.
The sad thing is, when I was trying to make the Kingsley cosplay, there's only like 1 freaking shirt and pants, and I don't like it. Oh, let me in. Look on my... I texted my mom and I never got a response. I told my mom like, "Hey, can I get a slice of pizza?"
Oh.
I never got a reply. Look on my...
Salem, do you cosplay?
In real life, no. On Roblox, all the time.
There's your answer.
I want to cosplay. I do. Like in real life, I would love to, and then go to like shops and everything and cosplay. Oh, that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
But like, I don't have the stuff to do that, and that's really sad. So the only way I can truly cosplay is by being on Roblox.
Who are you to tell us what to do? Roger? No, that's wrong.
Crazy.
Eclipse? You want to cosplay N from Murder Drones? Glizzy?
Damn, floor 1.
Where are you?
Crazy.
Where are you? Oh, Finn.
Hi, Finn. I don't see Finn. I just said hi because I finished my machine, and he slowed me down. But But if I were to cosplay in real life, I'd probably cosplay Abaddon. Of course, I'd cosplay Abaddon.
Of course
or
you
Kingsley
would.
of course I would. Or Kingsley from Yeaglor, or whatever it's called. I can never say the name right.
What does glizzy mean? Glisten. This tune right up here where I'm approaching. I'm rapidly approaching your location.
I see that. Wait, can you lose Finn real quick?
Yeah.
I gotta use my ability while by someone. Okay, you can have him back.
Hey, perfect timing, because Glizzy just popped.
But I'm so goated.
Oh, Glizzy
Also,
at the elevator.
Cosmo's not at Ellie. I want a stamina, so that's gonna be fun. Well, don't
Oh, I was on 3
die.
hearts this entire time.
Oh. Okay, you can come to Ellie.
Here we go.
I love how someone's playing as
You want to
Ginger, and I'm
cosplay
like,
as you, but in a
refuse.
fursuit?
That's funny.
Give me a cookie. Thank you.
So an ant's crazy. It's so funny. Ant's technically a raccoon. Their name is just Ant, which is funny.
Yeah, I wonder. Cookie, put that cookie down? No.
Wait, Cookie? Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
inventory's full. I have a valve in my inventory, dog. Hold on, gang. I gotta plug in my laptop so it doesn't die. While
Ginger!
I'm trying to read chats.
Look, where the fuck are you going? Eclipse, give me back my twisted. Hopefully these are both ginger capsules.
Bandit on the floor.
Oh fuck, they were both Louis! Sigh. There's 2. There's literally 2. They're right next to each other.
Oh, Ginger latched on him, man.
God damn you. Fuck. What the fuck? Who air horned? Roger air horned. He can have them.
Of course, Roger.
He can have them.
I want that. I grabbed a candy. A stamina regen candy. And specific.
Wait, since when did healing with ginger cost 100 tapes?
That's so real. Why it's so bad. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I'm so pissed off about it. If they're gonna do it, at least make it instant. No, I want them to make it at least semi-faster because it being slow is so bad. Because if it weren't for, I would have been able to heal you the time that I played
Yeah.
as Ginger. If it weren't for the slow heal time, which sucks. No! God damn it! I didn't even get to use my V-mote. Oh, I missed my skill check. Shut up. I wasn't paying attention.
Dandy, please bless me with the cookie. I think he only does it like once per run or something.
No, he does it every so often.
Ah. Gotta admit, I might have taken tapes because you forgot Ginger's new buff.
That's so valid, though. Oh, my mom's calling me.
Oh. Get your aggro tapes. What the fuck? Feed me. scenes are good. You didn't have to use two. Oh, fuck! And Lizzie! You gotta be shitting me. And Rudy, I need to get your research. Fuck, 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 fuck. Help. 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 Don't you dare! Don't do that! Holy shit, holy shit. Get the fuck away from me! Rudy, please! Rudy, please! I don't want you! Rudy, I don't want you! Rudy, please! Rudy, please! 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 Help me! Thank you! Damn. Who was that?
Dang, I'm not getting my slice of pizza.
You're not getting what? No.
I want food. I'm hungry.
Who else died though?
Who died?
Yeah.
Oh well, not my issue, not my problem. Oh my god, the old map! Oh my god!
Whoa!
I missed you, my beautiful!
Hi,
Oh, my sweet! Can everyone stop sewing machines that I'm trying to go to? Fuck's sake. I'm out of stamina.
Roger and Eclipse. I got Boxton. Oh wait, no, you're talking. Oh, you're talking about the people that died, like Eclipse. Why the fuck did I just call Rudy Eclipse?
No, let me take it. Let me take it. You fucking bitch! I hate it here.
The name Critter.
No, it's fine. I don't have a V mode or anything. It's fine. I don't need to use it. Fuck you guys. Fuck you. You know, I'm taking all the tapes. Fuck you. I'm taking all the tapes I see.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going rogue.
Don't go rogue.
I'm already going rogue. I already picked up like 2 tapes off this floor. That's what Ginger gets for stealing my machine. Oh wait, I need to be chased. Gimme. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, I need to use my active ability while being chased.
Oh, hey, a bottle pop.
I'm buying that. Because I keep using my stamina trying
Away
to get
from-
the fucking machines that everyone keeps
Away from
taking.
stream for a bit? Okay.
Fair enough.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Russia. Give me that ornament. Thank you.
Fuck you!
Russia and Louis.
I hate it here! I hate it here! Hi, Louis! Fuck off! Fuck
Watch
you.
out, watch
I don't
out, watch
care.
out, watch out, watch
Fucking
out.
hit me. I don't give a fuck. He can hit me.
I was trying to
I
save
was
you.
doing my machine before my V-mote ran out. Okay, that's all that matters to me. And I have a band-aid, so it's okay.
Me, this ornament. Yum, yum,
If
yum,
you can't
yum.
tell, I don't like. I'm a little on edge.
I can
tell. It's fine.
That was so loud. What? What do you mean, What do you mean,
So, I
Yummy.
committed a war crime.
Mama, I committed. I heal me, I give you this.
Oh. That makes sense to me. Hi, Crushy Slushy.
Hydrate.
Hello.
Let me
How are
grab-
you? Hi, Ants. I'm good. I'm good. I
Where's
can't
Ginger?
complain.
Oh.
I needed to do that.
Oh,
For
thank
my-
gosh.
No, I want to be different.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, hi, Ants.
Y'all should have heard the sound I made when I discovered the giant spider that decided to make a web on my car.
Whoa.
Rip. I can't spell another, can I? It's okay. It's just one of them days. It's okay. I'm gonna text Bill saying my mom didn't give me a slice of pizza.
Damn.
Should I stay on call with y'all throughout my entire drive or not?
Sure.
Sure.
That's probably a bad idea though, isn't it?
Are you gonna road rage?
Huh?
Are you gonna road rage?
I will not road rage,
I will.
but I will be distracted.
Don't distract
Don't
and
drive all-
drive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna extract and drive.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
gosh.
extract and drive. It's crazy.
I fucking hate the ice floors. I knew I was gonna hate them, and I hate them so much. I hate them so much.
Before I leave,
I didn't fail that skill check.
what did you say about my new name? Because I didn't hear it over the ads.
What?
You have a new name. You have a new name.
Well, the name for my OC.
Oh, Critter?
Panic mode warning.
Critter's cute.
Yay! See y'all in 3 hours, maybe.
Oh, okay.
How long of a drive do you have? God damn.
No, you didn't bring me the. Give me.
It's like a 1 hour and 40-minute drive, but I'm up, like, highballing it just in case.
Damn. Why so far?
See ya!
Bye.
I'm going home!
Hydrate. You gotta hydrate.
Who?
You! Bacon redeemed hydrate.
Hydrated. I hydrated a while ago. Damn.
It sucks because I had to hydrate just so I can freaking get hiccups. If we get Bob out, I have an idea. I'm a little scared for your idea, mate. No offense.
Roger's here.
Okay.
Roger's right here.
As you fucking open them.
Yeah, that's what I do. But ran into a box.
That's your fault. I don't know if there's anyone else on the. I'm just here to grab my ornament and go. There we go. I'm out of stamina. But that's okay. I'm still retaliating by picking up tapes.
With Bassie's ability, you might be able to rage bait her.
Why are we trying to bait her?
Stone wants to rage bait her.
Why?
Because it's funny. To distract.
You know what? Sure enough. Especially if it's gonna be on an icy floor, yeah, that'd help.
Yeah.
Panic mode warning.
Okay. I don't know if I can on ice, but hopefully. Hopefully.
No, I need Louie. Get your ass back here, Louie.
Sorry about that.
I gotta get my quest in, dog. Fuck your lost and found. I want piping tape.
Bacon Bit says, I love your reindeer, by the way, Salem.
Ah, thank you.
Also, this is Salem as well. They're also a reindeer. Gasp.
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 Like
They're
I
a
planned it.
reindeer. V and Astro. And Bobbit. Oh my god.
Oh my
I want to try this. I
Three
really want to try
mains?
this. Holy shit.
3 mains. What the fuck?
Y'all better move. Y'all better
Oh my
move.
god, she's unnerved. Oh my god. The fact that
Holy
she's not
shit.
nerfed anymore.
That's terrifying.
Oh, main floor? Yeah. For sure. Oh my god, please don't die.
Try not
Hi.
to. Watch out.
I'm fine. I have more stealth. I'll try to finish this machine as fast as I can. I'm sorry. Anyone else on the
Shit.
machine?
Can someone take the others?
I cannot. Floor 3, all mains is fucking crazy. What is this? I mean, actually, I can try. Come on, V. Oh, shit.
Okay, I don't have Bobbit anymore.
It's okay, I got Babette. Yes. I don't have stamina for this shit.
Bring him to me.
There you go.
I'll try
Sorry,
to lose the other two. So that someone else
You don't
can
even
take
have
them.
Astro. Someone else has Astro.
Okay, I've lost V.
Okay, other Rudy has them, so I'll take V, I guess. I can't even handle V with me. Damn, but it's okay. I have medkits. Oh shit, you're right there. Okay, I can't take them.
No,
Me.
Don't bring them to me, please.
I'm sorry, I don't have the stamina. I wasn't trying to. I'm dead. 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 Anyone need a heal? Yeah, too late for that, you bitch. Anyone need a heal? Fuck you.
Oh. V.
It's okay. I don't blame just Val. I fucking Ginger. It's Ginger's fault.
I need a heal. I need a heal. Ginger, I need a heal.
I want to kill that Ginger so badly. I'm sorry to say it. They're dead to me.
Thank you. Okay, Poppy and Rudy. And Roger.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Right after that fuck-ass floor that we had last time, though.
That was literally so
That
bad.
was wild. Roger's in the ice rink.
3 mains in a row. That was crazy.
Trying to find the other Rudy capsule. There it is. Oh shit, Bessie, no! Fuck!
So you're
I
back
tried.
on 1 immediately.
Yeah. Sigh.
Sigh indeed. Sigh indeed.
Can I go gambling?
Let's go gambling.
I got a protein
Alright, your
bar.
run might last a while, so I'm gonna go back to the lobby. I want to see if I can buy anything.
Oh.
Oh god. I only have 385 tapes. Gang, I'm about to do this shit solo. Who the fuck are you? Oh, hi, Shiny Dino. She's like, who the fuck are you? Hi.
I don't think I can do this.
Hi, Shiny Dino.
Why is
Hi,
Brusha
Shiny
just...
Dino.
Wait, why is Boxton just walking into the wall?
Mm.
No, don't see me. Don't. No, you don't see me. You don't see shit.
I think I'm gonna use the magnifying glass. I'm gonna keep playing it. Wait, how much left do I have to do on this goddamn fucking quest? Okay. I'm gonna do this shit solo.
Shit.
I do it solo.
I can't. I slid into the wall.
Hey, at least if you die and I'm doing solo.
I'm dead.
God damn it.
I'm dead.
Well, I'm already in a run, so solo run. I want my ornaments.
I can't do these. I can't do this floor. I can't do the icy floors. I literally cannot do the icy floors. They suck so
Just let
badly.
everyone else suffer. Just let everyone else suffer. That's what I do.
They suck so badly.
Yeah, I would hope.
Oh no. Oh no. Rudy just died.
Cane.
Rudy just
Look, I'm eating
died.
Rip, I'm eating a candy cane.
Well, good for you.
I know, right?
So he's like, I hate
I'm
this
enjoying my
event.
life. No, real, that it does suck. Why
Yeah.
is there a thing on its fucking, why were the gumballs on an ornament? Gotta pick up the goddamn fucking ornament because of the fucking gumballs.
Oh, Ginger's dead. Everybody's dying this floor. It's like Jesus on a cross.
Real.
I kind of want to go to drawing. I want to go to art.
Then go to drawing.
I don't want to
Go
do this
art.
event no more.
Then go art.
Damn, they both just died at the exact same time. That was wild. They both died at the exact same time. I just watched that too.
Brush out, you don't see shit.
I might go to drawing. You must
Then go
distract
draw.
Bobette.
Then go draw if you want to draw. No one's
Shiny
stopping
Dino! Where are they? Where's Shiny Dino?
you.
Shiny
I
Dino!
saw Shiny Dino not that long ago either.
Oh my gosh, this is them! It's them! Shiny Dino! Thank you, Bobette! It's Shiny Dino! Yippee! I'm gonna grab some more hydration since I actually do have hydration.
Not me. Honestly, I'm thinking about ending my stream so I can go to sleep.
Oh, you're going to sleep?
I don't know, I'm kind of getting tired.
Oh.
But I'll see how far I get on this run.
You know what? I'm just gonna put this in the Sonic cup. I got Sonic this morning. Well, actually, my Gma got it for me. She's awesome.
Nice. I clicked the wrong thing.
She took me to my doctor's
Ow.
appointment.
Hell yeah.
Yo! I'm gonna put the hydration at the rest of it. We also got, well, we didn't get food from Brahms, but we got drink. Ow!
Why'd you hurt yourself?
I went to lean back and I, like, hit my, like, elbow.
L.
Bow.
You did to me.
Hey, you did it to yourself.
You did it. I said L, like L plus ratio. Where did you get elbow? I didn't hear your elbow, but
Elbow.
I said L,
Elbow.
as in the letter.
Elbow.
Ay, you're dead to me.
Nah. I'm not.
Nah. Yeah, you are.
I'm not dead to you. I'm very much alive.
Nah,
talking
you're
to
dead,
you.
dog.
I'm very much talking to you right now.
To me, you're dead.
I'm not dead. I'm just looking at my little, like, Fuji tag and I'm like... It kind of looks
I know,
like
that's
they're
what I keep doing
clapping.
in your stream.
Bop,
I know, trust me, I keep
Bop.
looking at mine in your stream too.
Bop.
It's okay, I'll hide a lot.
bop, bop. Wop, 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 wop. Wop, 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 wop. We're in a gossip circle.
Oh my god, are you
Oh my
guys
gosh, we're in a
gossiping?
gossip. We're gossiping, guys.
Stop gossiping! You can't be
We're gossiping.
You're gonna get in trouble.
What is it? What is it? We're the gossip girls. Even though
Hello?
we're...
That's
Guys,
wild,
it's
but
gossip
okay.
girls.
Weird take.
Except some of us are not girls. Gossip folks.
Crazy.
Gossip folks. We're from the perfect. We're from the hit musical. I don't think Gossip Girls is a musical. Is it?
Mm. No. You got Mean Girls.
SpongeBob the musical.
SpongeBob the musical is
Yeah, we're
crazy.
SpongeBob the musical, guys.
Okay.
We're from
sure,
SpongeBob.
Sure.
Dinosaur. Rar. Rar. Human being, what a need. Honestly, I do kind of want to make a, The what? The screenshot I am ready is about to set sail. Oh, I'm ready. Oh, wait!
Oh my god,
Not the screenshot. SS. I'm ready.
Wait, does that mean my chat can see who I'm talking to now? If I did that?
Wait, what?
The PlayStation added a thing now with Discord that whoever talks, you can see their name being displayed. So I was like, can
Gasp.
chat see that now? I gotta refresh my chat. Shit, I found my skill check. So I'm refreshing my page just to see if I can see it. Cause like that'd be really useful. So then at least someone knows that I'm not crazy.
Just add in Fujitech.
I can't do that, man. On console, I don't know what you expect, dog.
Damn. What if you...
What?
Wait, what if you hook up your
I need a capture
PlayStation
card.
with the capture
I need
card?
a capture card.
Yeah.
I don't have one.
You need to get one.
They're expensive.
They can't be that expensive.
Look it up.
I'm
They're
looking it up.
expensive. Like capture cards are pretty expensive. Also, it doesn't show, which kind of sucks actually. Now that I'm looking at stream and it show, which is kind of bad. That's lame.
I mean, this one's $16.
I want one that's like decent. I don't know if that's gonna be decent.
There's a monster capture card.
Like from
Gamer
the energy
capture
drink brand?
card. No.
Imagine. I think I'm gonna die floor 10 and then take a nap.
Oh.
I'm EP.
Oh.
Which honestly, fair enough.
God
Not
damn
gonna
it!
lie.
Do I have to?
Do I have to what? What's happening?
Do I have to?
Yes, apparently. It's Shiny Dino's life savings. You're obligated to. I like how with Rudy, you can like charge through Blot's hands.
Hey Siri, set a 1-minute timer. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. Rubber room. Rubbing with rats. Rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was
Yeah,
crazy
you're gonna
once.
go crazy doing
Locked me in
this.
a room. Rubber room. Rubber room with rats. Rats
But I
made
already
me
think
crazy.
you are crazy.
Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. Rubber room. Rubber room with rats. And rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once.
Oh my gosh.
Locked me in a room. Rubber room. Rubber room with rats. Rats
Well,
made me
that's
crazy.
tragic for you.
Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. Rubber room. Rubber room with rats. Rats made me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. Rubber room.
You sound so
Rubber with
sad.
Rats made me crazy. crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me.
I told
It's
you
like
to make it more
someone died.
expensive.
It's like someone
You
died.
made it You literally made it sound so sad and depressing, dog. Okay.
It's also because of the fact that I'm like still losing my voice.
Yeah, I know. That's okay.
They said I have bronchitis.
Yeah, I know. Dog, my
The
why is
fucking
this occurring
puppet.
wrong?
The fucking puppet. just. They said I have bronchitis.
Ay, ay, ay. Fuck, you don't see shit.
I kind of want to raid out. I'm not gonna lie, cause my voice is like actually dying.
Losing? Fuck off, Yada, leave me alone. Am I not allowed
Are we
to
waiting on
exist in
Obsidian
the
to
same
stop
universe?
making you depressed? Chat, I am still
Okay.
sick. This wasn't supposed to be like a long stream. I think 2 hours is good enough for me right now.
Wait.
Plus, I
don't
think
even
I
know how
have to
long mine
take
is.
more of my medicine as well, and like
Oh,
that's
2 hours and 30 minutes.
honestly.
That's not bad.
There's so much medicine on my thing. That's wild.
I'm over here trying to do machines, and you know
I'm
who
gonna have
keeps
to do
getting in
that
my
one
fucking
again.
way? Yada.
Takes the sick away. I wish.
Literally, that's real.
What the fuck do they mean? Oh wait, after lunch and supper. What the fuck is supper? Is it dinner?
Dinner?
Okay.
Yeah, it's dinner. Is dinner in like? I think it's Europe.
They put me on steroids.
Shut the fuck up.
It's so fucking funny seeing the puppet.
You made me miss my skill check, dog. Wait, how much is
got
Guide the Raid
arrested.
again? I forgot. Fuck, I keep missing my skill checks.
They put me in a cell.
Is Guide the Raid 3,000 points? I keep forgetting.
I died. Death.
Yeah.
Blood. Destruction.
Oh, damn it, Guide the Raid is 2,000. I only have 2,200. That's sad. That makes me sad.
You wanna know what else makes me sad?
What?
I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, I can tell. Like, I can tell.
Yeah. I kind of want to make more puppets.
Oh my god.
Chat. I would like you guys to direct your attention to the screen.
Direct your attention to the screen is crazy.
Your mom! Your
That's
mom!
fucking gay.
Doing your mom! Doing your mom! Doing your mom! Eat the screen? No! Wait, why'd that sound like... Wait, can I actually... Wait, can I do that? It's just a theory!
Why am I big on the
game
screen?
theory!
Thanks for watching.
Oh gosh. And that's... oh god, I can't do the fucking voice that well. And that's just a theory. A game theory. Ah. Meh. Ow. I just hit my hand against the wall.
Pickle's
Chan, how do you
texting
like
me
the-
now.
How do you like the puppet? They put me in a room.
Oh my god.
A rubber room. Did you guys know what that rubber room has?
What?
It has rats.
Oh my god.
It has rats!
Oh my god. Toodles, no. Toodles, no. Oh, do you have to do it again?
No. Yeah, the rats make me crazy. They made me crazy.
Why are you doing it?
It's funny watching the puppet. Pops, Louie, what the fuck do you mean by that? No! 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 Don't you fucking dare! Get the fuck away from me! Get the fuck away from me! No! No! Help! Help! I
fuck
don't
you
want to
want me
be
to do about it?
popped! I don't want to be popped!
Look, I don't know what you want me to do about it, but okay.
You may not pop me now, for I have become Eclipse.
Yeah?
Why are you saying food yummy? Eclipse isn't edible. The
Somewhat
fuck
disagree,
is
somewhat agree.
Shiny Dino doing?
I don't know, don't question
Excuse
it.
me. Excuse me. Oh. We need to make a grave. We killed them. We killed them. We've R.I.P. We murdered them. Ginger has died. We must plan and make a funeral. You ate her?
Hello?
Why did you eat Ginger?
Why are we eating
Anyways.
ginger?
I don't know.
Oh, Broody X Eclipse, I don't know, it's crazy.
Please, no. Anyways, I'm gonna look for someone to raid.
Rudy X Eclipse just kind of reminds me of freaking Beastars with the deer and the... And,
Eclipse and Coco.
no! No!
It's
How
literally
dare
based.
you? I don't even like that.
It's literally them.
No, I think it's Rudy. I think it's Rudy and Eclipse for sure. Oh fuck! Can you get off me, demon child? You get off of me! Leave me alone! Damn. Okay.
Eclipse and Rudy is an interesting ship. Oh gosh. I'm also gonna go
Listen,
ahead and
It's literally
raid.
Beastars. It's literally just.
I want to raid Draw
Beastars.
for Coffee. I forgot who else raided them. I think it might have been. Was it Cheese that raided them?
Mm.
It might have
I was gonna
been.
guy the raid, but I didn't have enough points, and
Oh.
that's really sad.
Wait, who do you want me to raid then?
Master of Aura.
Master of Aura?
Yeah. Here. Let me type in their user for you.
Do they have a V profile picture?
Yeah.
Okay, I found them. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a nice day, night, whatever time it is for you. Don't get sick like I am. Okay? Don't get sick
imagine
like
being
me.
sick.
Don't get sick. It sucks. Be safe.
Who else has been chasing
Be
me this whole
cool.
God, this whole
Be
goddamn
chill.
time?
Have fun. Y'all are awesome. Sorry about the smaller stream today, but, you know, I kind of,